Shalom, shalom. So, Americans lack vision. This is going to be a deep conversation because there's a lot to unravel. I made a mistake and I got something wrong. I used to believe that when people came to Africa and then they left, it had to be like money related. I thought, maybe they couldn't figure out how to start a business. Maybe, they didn't have budgeting skills. Maybe their finances weren't right, or, whatever the case may be. But upon observing and reflecting and thinking about why we came to Tanzania, and by the way, we have reached 3 years in Tanzania. It doesn't even seem like it's been that long. It's awesome, incredible, it's great. And so, as I'm observing and thinking and reflecting on us being here for 3 years and why our journey has been the way it's been versus maybe other people's journeys and the way that other people talk about Africa, whether it's Tanzania, Kenya, Ghana, Gambia, wherever you're at or wherever they've been at. And what I've come to realize is that Americans lack vision. Westerners lack vision. Black people in the diaspora that are from the West lack vision. And it is because they've been trained, or we've been trained to not have a vision. We've been given this like cookie cutter, white picket fence, go get a job, a 9 to 5, go get a pension, don't start a business, don't do anything creative. If you do something creative in the arts, it won't be worth anything. If you're black and you're a woman, go into social work or nursing. If you're black and you're a man, you probably won't even go to school, right? This is the vision we've been given. And so, on top of us not seeing Africa the way that other nations see it in America, we see Africa as, oh, the starving children, oh, the poor people, oh, the place where, poverty is at disease and all these things. And so, it's so deep, y'all. Like, Americans lack vision, Westerners lack vision, the black diaspora, the African diaspora, whatever you call yourself, that comes to Africa and cannot adjust. It's probably because A, you lack vision, you don't have the vision to stay in Africa, or B, you had the vision, but you weren't committed to it. And so what I mean by that is I'm going to tell you a story. In, what year was it? I had to be 19 years old. I had my first son at 15, Jeremiah. And so he was in preschool in this white neighborhood, in the neighborhood that I grew up in, this Ashkenazi Jewish neighborhood. And one day I pick him up. I'm 19 years old. I pick him up and he says to me, "Mom, why am I not white?" And I'm like, why did he just ask me that? I felt like I had failed as a parent already that early. And I'm like, what do you mean, why are you not white? And he's like, Iron Man's white. My friends at school are white. All these people around me are white. So why am I not white? And he said something along the lines of white people are better or something like this. And it was at that moment, at 19 years old, I knew, oh no, we got to get out of here. I was like, we have to get up on out of here, because the issue with America is that you either go to school in a good white neighborhood, right? And you get good grades, or you get a better education and you have this peaceful area, or you go to a ghetto school and you have to encounter like fights and just that ghetto culture mentality and all of those things. And so immediately I'm like, neither of those is an option. We have to leave. We have to go to Africa. And so our vision for Africa, as late teens, early 20s, was we have to move to Africa for the legacy of our children. That's it. Like, number one, we have to move to Africa for the safety of our children, because we were seeing all the shootings, we were seeing all this, seeing all that, and we weren't so far distracted or torn from the reality of what our ancestors and what our family has had to endure in America. For example, on both sides, both my mom's side and my dad's side, men, by the way, one light skin, one dark skin, who have died at the hands of lynchings or have had to go on the run due to defending themselves against racist white people. And so I was told these things growing up. I was told these different stories. So I always had these things in my mind. And then I'm seeing shootings on TV and I'm encountering things and I'm experiencing things on my own with racism that I hated and I did not like. And so I came to the reality that my legacy, my children's children, children's children, our family, my husband's household, we can't stay here. We will not stay here. That is not part of the vision the Most High has for us to just sit here and die, or for us to sit here and be in La La Land when our race is being killed off. Like, that's just not his vision. And so we started researching Tanzania. We started researching Ghana, Gambia. Actually, Ghana and Gambia came first. South Africa and Namibia, all those came first. Then we started researching Tanzania. But I'm telling you that story and I'm saying all that so that you understand that you need to have the foundation. You need to know why you're coming to Africa. So that when you have these challenges that you're encountering, or when you go through something, or when you have to actually problem solve and critical think instead of being given a cookie cutter solution, then you don't run away from it. I'm going to tell you one more story because I want your perspective to shift away from Africa real quick and away from even business when you're encountering problems. So, you may know that I recently gave birth to our 5th child, our 2nd natural unmedicated home birth in Africa. And so I want to put you in this mindset of think of Africa, your vision for moving to Africa, even your business, whatever you're trying to do, as this baby, as this vision that's being conceived inside of you, right? And so you're holding this vision, you're holding this baby, you're holding this plan to go to Africa, you're holding this plan to start your business, right? And then contractions come. It's time for labor, right? You've carried it. Now it's time to bring it to fruition. It's time to bring it out. Contractions are painful, y'all. Like, it feels like death. Like, literally at that last hour, that's what it feels like. And so those hard pains that you're feeling when you come to Africa, when you encounter challenges, when you have to actually critical think and not be handed some fake solution from the West, such as, food stamps or whatever their fake solution, the loan money, whatever it is. When you have to actually encounter problems and do things the natural way without the epidural, without all of their, what would you call it? Without all of their, like, fake stuff that's there to help you, when you actually have to go through those raw pains and you actually have to give birth to something that's bigger than you and to something that's going to change your generations and the legacy that's beyond you, you have to look at it differently. You have to go through it and figure out, okay, I'm going to endure this to the end because on the other side of this is the vision and the mission that I've been given. That's it. Like, when you're in childbirth, there's no going back. Like, you're not going to sit there like, okay, time to just let it go. Like, it's impossible. You can't do that. You have to endure and get to the other side. A lot of us, when we come to Africa, we are literally hemorrhaging the vision the Most High gave us. We're literally hemorrhaging our vision to come back to Africa. We're hemorrhaging our vision to come back to our ancestral roots. And so the product of that, what you see, is confused people, one that maybe don't understand their identity or don't care enough about their identity. They're not committed enough to their African identity. Or 2, they just give up, right? And they're just confused and they're just walking around confused, bouncing from place to place, doing all sorts of things, not able to put roots in the soil because the foundation in the first place wasn't strong enough. And so if you don't have the vision, you're not going to know what business to do. You're not going to know where you should be. You're not going to know if you should build anything. You're not going to know if you should grow food, if you should get cattle. You're not going to know anything. And so I want you to think of it like that. I want you to think of Africa like that, because if you don't have the vision right now, you need to be you need to be getting it like ASAP. And the way you know from a biblical perspective what the Most High's vision for you, just look in his word. When he says to Abraham, I want to give this land to your seed. When you see that Abraham had all these cattle and all these things, when you see in Exodus that the children of Israel had these creative gifts and talents that would be able to sustain them and take care of them, not only in Exodus, but throughout Scripture. In Exodus, they used it to build the temple. But throughout Scripture, you see these areas where the Most High is saying, your gift is going to put you in, and I'm paraphrasing, your gift is going to put you in high places and set you before great people. That creativity, that thing he's giving you. And so when you lack the vision or you don't believe the vision, you're left confused and you're left like running back to America, running in circles, just talking about stuff and never doing anything, never actually putting your hands to work and establishing something. So that's it. That's my whole spiel, my whole rant that I wanted to share with you. Leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And let me know if you have the vision. If you don't have the vision, now's a great time to get it. Like now's the best time. You're a little bit late, but now is a great time to get the vision, because the survival of our people depends on it. Being in America is not it. And I don't know. I guess I'll just keep saying it forever. For the few people that understand that that matrix, that system was never created for us, ever in a million years, ever. And so when we see our people were committed to land, committed to agriculture, committed to their gifts and not these 9 to 5s and not these systems and all these things, and we're committed to what the Most High put inside them, then it makes the vision easy to see and easy to obtain. And so that's why for us, moving to Africa has been so prosperous and so successful and so abundant, because we're literally in line with the Most High's vision. And his word says, if Yah is for you, who can be against you? That's it, and that's all. Shalom, shalom.